Hot dog is my favorite meat.
Piggy goo.
I like hot dogs.
Let's talk about what's in your meat. I do love an expensive sausage.
That's a good point.
Might as well guzzle down some like
Piggy goo.
All right, welcome to the Young Turks. Cenk Uygur, Annika Sparin with you guys, live from the Polymarket Studios, and with the greatest audience in the world. A little bit about an ongoing conversation about Anna and I, and oh my God, which way are they going? Blah blah blah.
I like this one. The dog, one dog goes one way, and the other dog goes the other way.
Looks like somebody we know.
You're supposed to be on the caring, sharing left, where you believe in the sanctity of life.
I do believe in the sanctity of life, and I think that's why I felt, along with so many other Americans, joy, unfortunately, because it feels...
What the fuck did she say?
Joy, unfortunately.
On a recent episode of the Piers Morgan Uncensored show, he had Taylor Lorenz along with other members of the left and some people on the right on this panel. Morgan displayed utter disgust at some of what Lorenz had to say, but did she have a point?
Don't ask stupid questions.
So the segment started off with a compilation that included some of the statements that have been made by various figures. The compilation did include Hassan Piker and Taylor Lorenz. Let's hear what they had to say.
I saw someone say this is like finding out about Robin Hood in the 1300s. Like every new update that comes from this guy, I'm like, that's so sick.
You're so dumb.
When you see the entire internet, left and right, united around one thing, and that is celebrating, I hate to say it too, joy, unfortunately, the death of a healthcare CEO.
You are really dumb, for real.
Serious?
I mean,
joy in
I
a
guess
man's
I would say
execution?
maybe not joy, but certainly not empathy.
I think that I don't know. I just feel like saying that you feel joy over someone getting assassinated, like even if you do feel that way, I just don't think it's helpful to say that because it turns a lot of people off to the very accurate message that I think Taylor Lorenz is trying to get out there. What do you think?
Look, you have to separate out the two different issues, right? One is the murder and the other is the problems with the healthcare system. If you say because there was a murder, there are no problems with the healthcare system.
Nobody's saying that.
Or that you should never be allowed to talk about the problems of the healthcare system.
That's insane. Who's saying, like who specifically, who's saying?
Well, that's absurd and I'll never agree to that. If you say, hey, the murder was a good idea or I celebrated.
Yeah, that's what they say.
That's also absurd and I'll never agree to that, right? So violence is never the answer. Now to be fair to Taylor Lorenz, she immediately retracted joy. She did it a couple of times in the show.
She did, yep.
She said, no, that was the wrong word. Now, but she did say she had no empathy. Look, I agree with Piers that you should be outraged by the assassination, but I think that people are misinterpreting what Taylor did a little bit. But on the other hand, it's not like some folks aren't kind of going towards celebrating what happened, right? Right.
Like every new update that comes from this guy, I'm like, that's so sick.
Yeah.
And so to say that that's not happening is not accurate either. Okay, so that's one guy who happens to be the CEO of that company, right? Killing that guy or hurting that guy doesn't fix the system at all, right? But saying that, hey, we were heartbroken over that, that's why we shouldn't save the 76,000 other people.
Nobody says that.
Oh, that's so interesting. The left wing and the right wing are both so mad about our healthcare system that a lot of them are even saying they don't even mind that a guy was killed over it, right? That should be jarring to them. Instead, they're like, murder is terrible. You're all terrible, 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 terrible people.
Murder is terrible. You're all terrible, 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 terrible people, okay? The only thing that matters is the CEOs and the executives.
The only thing that matters is the CEOs and the executives.
Well, no, I don't agree with that either. I think that's a terrible way to look at the world. And every time we say stuff like this, they're like,
no, you have to cancel the Young Turks. Cancel them. No. How dare you stick up for the average person?
Well, what happened now? You losers. What did you do? You losers. You losers. All right, back on TYT. To Strong Mom writes in, I'm reading most of these blind. On Friday, my cousin, who's a Trump voter and tends to lean more right, sent me Cenk's interview with PBD saying, let's see what this says, you loser. Quote, this guy, Cenk's the man. Oh.
And I can't deny the fact that you like me right now. You like me.
Okay, it's not left versus right, it's the establishment that's the enemy. As an everyday TYT viewer, this made me so happy that I had to gift her a membership. I share TYT content all the time, but people aren't even watching the videos because they assume they already know they'll disagree. But you going on right-wing media is allowing them to hear what we actually think.
Wow, thank you. Okay, look, I actually am thanking you because you get it. Speaking to people who already agree with you changes nothing, okay? Talking to people who typically don't agree with you and sharing your message with them might actually persuade some people. It might not, but it might persuade some people, right?
It does, it 100%. Go look at the comment section of all those videos, right?
Yeah.
Tons and tons of right-wingers and independents going, oh, it turns out they're there for the average guy.
No one says that. No one talks that way.
They're the ones who are for the average guy.
We've been doing this like the same thing for 18 years and it hasn't worked, okay?
It took you that long to figure it out, huh?
The us versus them mentality has been futile. I want to accomplish actual policies that make Americans' lives better. And I'm taking a lot of hate for it.
It's destined to happen. It was only a matter of time, yet another TYT person leaving the left. She got really, really upset at the trans community.
That is a lie.
combined with a lot of the kind of propaganda.
Is that propaganda?
Propaganda.
Propaganda?
The purity testing left. They think they're so pure. And then, yeah, I'll say name. Lance from the Surfs. You know him with his signature phrase. I am the one pure leftist. Trying to correct everyone who doesn't get it.
Is that propaganda?
But no, they say no, it's talking to the other side is evil. Evil. So if you do it, you're an evil person. Well, but no, they say no. But no, they say no. It's talking to the other side is evil. Evil. So if you do it, you're an evil person. Well, but no, they say no. Okay, why don't you just admit to your audience then, we suck. We don't want to solve anything. We don't care about the issues at all. We suck. We're perfectly content losing and losing and losing, losing and losing and losing. But we're the pure ones who are not evil.
I'm the one pure leftist.
Losing and losing and losing, losing and losing and losing. Okay, yeah, and how many people did you convince? No one.
Is that propaganda?
So anyway, and I'm gonna read one critical comment from Super Chat.
Because I'm in that mood.
The right-wingers like you, because you go on their shows to critique the left, how have we not learned from Dave Rubin? Okay, guys, a lot of people on the left-wing ecosystem online think we're evil. Evil. And we have bad intent, and we're gonna turn MAGA, whatever they in their fantasies live. So let's see if it happens. So if you do it, you're an evil person. Evil.
The purity testing left. They think they're so pure. And then, yeah, I'll say name.
Lance from the Surfs.
And every single time, oh, we question your intent again. We question your intent again. You've been doing the same exact thing for 20 years. In fact, the people criticizing you are the ones you gave jobs to. We suck, okay?
You know what, let me just say it so everyone will be happy with me and everyone will hear exactly what they want to hear. Criminals are great. I love criminals. We should let all of them out of prison. Fine. Okay, I give up. I give up. Okay, criminals are great.
I know. How dare we be principled? We should be unfair to the right. I know. We should be unfair to fellow Americans. I know. How do I criticize the left?
I'm the one pure leftist.
I often talk about how
is that propaganda?
Losing and losing and losing. Evil.
Is that propaganda?
I'm the one pure leftist.
Fine. Okay, I give up.
Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, the corporate Democrats, were wrong. They ran a bad campaign and they weren't populist enough.
That sounds so right-wing, Cenk.
So do you want me to go on there and say,
oh my God, I love Kamala Harris. The way she brought on Mark Cuban and Liz Cheney and Dick Cheney to her campaign, and she started talking about how she loves the military-industrial complex, and she bragged about the 90 corporate CEOs who were backing her. I'm so sorry I was disloyal to your beloved Democrats.
No deal. If you want me to lie for you, go take a very long walk off a very short dock.
Oh no, is that you were so offensive, Cenk. You're so offensive.
How did that guy win the popular vote? The election should be a giant piece of data.
Yes.
That the left should be analyzing right now. And that's what I've been trying to do, but it doesn't matter. It's okay, criminals are great. We should all love criminals and they're wonderful.
So
I apologize for ever speaking out about any of that stuff. I'm a very bad left-winger.
And of course there's no crime. There hasn't been any crime in my mansion at all. I don't know what they're talking about. Oh, the average man got robbed. So what? How bougie of them to complain. Both the corporate Democrats and the max left yelling at their voters that they're racist, they're sexist, they're all these terrible things. Go do that dumb strategy and see how it turns out for you next time. You losers! All right, back on TYT, Cenk and Anna with you guys. Let me just read a quick super chat and then Anna's gonna tell you something. Dan Haley wrote in, right-wing populist here. Let's unite. Fully on board, putting my money where my mouth is by joining. Let's go. You losers. So, Dan, I love that. Welcome aboard, brother. I got Hank, this is funny, and in a different way, and I'm okay with this too. I got Hank Hill ass, already a funny said, you two used to be my heroes. My rise to listening and understanding politics was thanks to you. We have grown apart, unfortunately. Much love. I hope you find your place. You losers! That's beautiful. I don't mind that. Like if you say, hey, look, Cenk, you call it extreme left, but I think, X, Y, and Z, and I don't think it's extreme, and et cetera. And I think that the disagreements that we have, maybe they're slight, maybe they're not, but I want to go find a show that totally agrees with me. I have no problem with that, and the way that you said it is beautiful.
You loser!
Absolutely no hard feelings about that. Much love. Go find the thing that you love, okay? And yeah, as long as people are like weirdly saying, okay, I think you have bad intent, I think this, that, the other thing.
I am the one pure leftist, trying to correct everyone who doesn't get it.
Is that propaganda?
If you got another show that you like better, there's nothing wrong with that at all. God bless your heart. Pork Chop Robin says, you guys are my guilty pleasure. Don't tell Mitch McConnell, though. Don't want to lose my Republican card. Okay, all right, good.
I can't believe there's a Mitch McConnell fan watching.
No, no, he's not a Mitch McConnell fan. He's saying, shh, don't tell him. Anyways, Robert writes in, Anna has truly grown as a person and it's very inspiring. Love the Glenn Beck interview and thank you, Cenk, for standing your ground against the Max left. We need this more than ever. And so, you know what, as we were doing the Newsmax story, I got a little bit proud, to be honest. Because I never say to our host, this is what you must say, otherwise you'll be terminated.
Never.
Right? And by the way, I also don't allow others to say, this is what you must say, otherwise you should get rid of that person or cancel that person.
True.
So we don't do that here. We actually do free thought, open minds, and open hearts at TYT.
Let's not start sucking each other's dicks quite yet.
We'll be back. All right, back on TYT, Cenk and Anna and Hugh Janus.
Happy birthday, Hugh Janus. I've heard you're a massive fan.
And Hugh Janus, Taylor Jackson, and Ryan Evans with you guys.
Okay.
Interesting. That was a fascinating reaction over there. But anyways, welcome to TYT. We appreciate you guys being members.
You really missed that? You missed that.
Oh, I guess I missed it. I know that people have funny names to just have me say it. Oh, Hugh Janus, of course. Of course. It's spelled Hugh and then Janus. Nicely done. That's funny. You see that?
That was great.
That was perfect.
That includes Hugh Janus. He works at a liquor store in Garden City.
I mean, Stewart Avenue is already bad enough during rush hour, so I think this could make traffic even worse, which is bad for my commute.
Okay, so at my school, I went to like a hippy dippy like magnet school that was very small. Like my graduating class was 32 students. But anyway.
Oh my God, that makes so much sense.
Like.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
So, look, if you wonder why we get so upset, this has happened to us so many times, right? Where somebody leaves here and we thought they were friends. Like, it's not hypothetical, it's not theoretical. Like, we would go to dinner, we were great friends, we'd go out drinking, we'd go on double dates, we'd go and look, I hired Emma when when no one else would, and Anna mentored her, etc. Right?
Anna was a friend to me. I truly loved her as a friend, and I told her that. So it's very sad, but the reality is that my principles in this business about calling out people who are doing the "why I left the left" shtick to appeal to the right outweighs any personal relationships I'm going to make in this space.
She's straight up racist. But yeah, I mean, the white woman fake crying thing, I could do it too, but and then you just turn it off. It's
it's convenient.
Look, the part that hurts is when they say we have bad intent.
Calling out people who are doing the "why I left the left" shtick.
I am the one pure leftist, trying to correct everyone who doesn't get it.
Is that propaganda?
And that's the part I can't believe, right? And so they started this about a year ago, I guess, or a year and a half ago. I don't know when they did, but video after video after video. Criticism, us disagreeing is no big deal. Hassan and I yelled at each other at the top of our lungs, or at least I did, right? During Thanksgiving, etc.
Like every new update that comes from this guy, I'm like, that's so sick.
And we've had hundreds of these debates and disagreements. So what? I mean, me and Ben Glebe
is a dildo.
We yell at each other at the top of our lungs. Me and Michael Schur, me and Ben Mankiewicz. on and on and on.
The two of us, our egos are too large, and we just do not accept any criticism of us whatsoever. And
okay, and they say, oh, they have bad intent. They're like trying to grab money, and they're gonna turn right wing.
Calling out people who are doing the "why I left the left" shtick to appeal to the right.
But wait, we didn't turn right wing. You are assuming we have bad intent.
Anna was a friend to me. I truly loved her as a friend. And then you just turn it off. It's
convenient.
And it's one thing when a rando who doesn't know you says it. But when someone you worked with and you liked and you thought was a sweet person says it.
And is currently in the TYT Fantasy Football League, but apparently it's like if you are such a terrible person, if you are, as Emma put it today, a union buster, okay, why would you want to participate currently in TYT's Fantasy Football League? Why? If we're such bad people.
She's got you there.
Is she trying to mislead people to get them to hate us on purpose? Like why all of a sudden over the tiniest little disagreement is what would have started with? Woman or birthing person. And now, but all of a sudden we were Nazis and etc.
By the way, there's other shows too that have there's a cottage industry where they literally take clips out of context.
And then, yeah, I'll say name, Lance from the Surfs.
They make money off of our clips, which they take out of context. And unfortunately, people fall for it. And I don't know what to do, because if we don't talk about it ever and don't defend ourselves, well, then those lies just stand.
Look, when Silly and Billy do it, I don't know those brothers, okay? And so and they're so obviously goofy. Silly and Billy, you know, when they're like, oh, dude, we know, man, right? So you're like, what? They're children, I get it. And they don't know us and they're trying to make, whatever, I don't care, right? So when your own tribe turns on you, that hurts more than anything else. And as human beings, we're so wired to go along with the tribe, because if you don't, you're not normal. We all agree. We all agree that crime, in this, back to politics, we all agree that crime is imaginary.
Hassan, are you in favor of law? Is that something?
No, I'm not in favor of the law. I feel like that should have been apparent from the many videos that I'm sure you've watched of mine, where I wear a t-shirt that literally says,
crime is not a crime.
And you are a problem because you're saying it's real, okay? You better obey. You better obey. No, you didn't obey. That's it, you're out of our tribe, right?
I am the one pure leftist, trying to correct everyone who doesn't get it.
We're gonna beat these people. I'm not trying to be dramatic here, but it's been a hard fight. These people hate our children.
Nobody hates your children, Alex.
I told you, a very funny, very stupid website.
I don't know anything about his children.
Nobody knows it.
Nobody hates your children? What?
Why would we care about your children? Sometimes the right wing, when I make comment against Trump or whatever, will be like, you cry harder.
Oh, dude, we know, man.
Except we've
I've definitely cried on the show.
Not about your own personal finances. Okay, so this guy's like, I'm only gonna have like 80 million left now by scamming you guys with nonsense products, none of which work. Look at that bitch right there.
Oh my God.
A whole bunch of people watch for the same reason as we just did.
Yeah, it's fun.
He's like, I don't mean to be overdramatic. I don't mean to be overdramatic. But tons of people believe him. That's why they buy his total nonsense products. And they're like, oh, the war's coming and I gotta stock up the tuna on the gold. And they're like, oh, the war's coming and I gotta stock up the tuna on the gold and the protein shakes that are gonna make my thing large. I don't mean to be overdramatic. I don't mean to be overdramatic. Good luck, brothers and sisters. And the brain pills, oh, it's so sad. Bitch. Protein shakes that are gonna make my thing large. I don't mean to be overdramatic. I don't mean to be overdramatic. I'm only gonna have like 80 million left. I don't mean to be overdramatic. That bitch.
The thing that surprised me least about the election was the sharp red shift
in these big cities. Because if you just talk to anybody who lives in them, they're furious. And this idea that like, oh no, the economy is actually good or crime is actually down, this is all just Fox News, like shut the up with that.
Congratulations, everyone. Libs have caught on to something that we figured out 2 years ago. Crime is a problem.
Crime is not a crime.
And if you just tell people, voters specifically, that it's not a problem, and it was way worse in the 90s, so you shouldn't be complaining.
Homicides have been on a precipitous decline since the 70s, since the 80s, since the 90s.
This is an argument I'm often confronted with, and it's actually pretty terrible. So crime is down from the peak for sure, right? However, my standard it's not as bad as the worst time in the history of the city of New York.
There will be backlash. There will be blood, okay? I follow politics, and I also live in the place I live. And I've been furious for several years now. And everyone immediately, oh, Anna's just a secret right winger. Anna's just a secret right winger. No. I'm not a secret right winger. Anna's just a secret right winger. And I'm supposed to just shut my mouth about it and tell everybody everything's fine because it's not the 90s? No.
And I'm like, look, guys, first of all, look at the stats. The stats are clear. In fact, I was on Hassan's show, my nephew, and he pulled up the stats as we were doing the debate on it, and the stats showed that I was right. So there's no question about it. Look, keep going down. You see,
okay.
Right? So
California's overall violent crime rate by 1.7 increased by 1.7 from 495 crimes in 2020 to 503 in 2023.
Yep.
Like the rest of the nation, California saw a jump in violent crime in the first year of the pandemic. The state's violent crime rate is still up by 15.4% compared to 2019. This is what you're talking about.
Exactly what I said. 15% since 2019.
Okay.
And then
crime is not a crime.
Congratulations.
Okay, so Gavin Newsom was against the 18 minimum wage ballot measure going on the last ballot back in 2022. But unfortunately, since all of his policies were so deeply unpopular, it smeared the ballot measure and now it might not pass. So all of you guys did not get higher wages. He protected his donors perfectly. Meanwhile, releasing the prisoners like he's Bane out of Batman, right?
And we give it back to you, the people. Gotham is yours.
But we never said let all the prisoners go. When did we say that? But don't listen to those guys pretending to speak for voters on the left when they never had that authority. They just made it up and then arrogantly said, we are the actual voice of the Democratic Party and the left.
I'll say name, Lance from the Serfs.
And then so back to Ezra. Look, and now he said, shut the F up about crime.
I know, it's infuriating because Ezra, where were you? Where were you even a few months ago? Okay, because it was very public and it was a big deal when everyone was dogpiling me as the big baddie for bringing up these issues. As a secret right winger. Now all of a sudden, after the Democrats suffer a shellacking of the century, Ezra Klein has his come to Jesus moment and realizes that there's a real problem with crime in these blue cities. Congratulations.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Of several items that we believe will connect him to this incident.
Police have now apprehended a man by the name of Luigi.
First of all, I'm going to assume it's him because his manifesto was with him, so pretty clear. So second of all, let's talk about some of the negatives here, which are significant. First of all, he believes in violence already. Hate it, can't stand it, definitely the wrong direction, okay, in my opinion. Number two, he used the word parasites to describe his enemies. Giant red flag. So having been called a parasite a couple of times recently in debates.
You are a parasite, a bottom feeder. And if he gets hungry eventually, I will not be surprised that he will eat his own children.
Okay, Ocheng, your response.
It's concerning. So guys, stop using dehumanizing language against anyone else on whichever side you think is the opposite of you, right? We've got to stop calling each other insects, bugs, parasites, et cetera, et cetera. This is terrible. So
it's rich coming from you.
For any gatekeepers out there who want to gatekeep any conversation at any given time, we're We're gonna have any goddamn conversation we want at any goddamn time we want to have it. We're gonna have any goddamn any goddamn time we want to have it.
We've got to stop calling each other insects, bugs, parasites. We've got to stop calling each other insects, bugs, parasites.
You are a parasite.
God forbid she should teach that gay people exist in the world and that black people should be equal. I know you would hate that, right-wingers.
A bottom feeder.
She got punished because you Neanderthals were like, you must hate gay people, you must hate them. And if you don't hate gay people, we're gonna fire you, okay? Jake called me a Neanderthal. Neanderthals. Just because we're racist, I can't believe you called us racist. If anyone isn't racist, we fire them. These racists, these bigots, you earn those titles. You earn them. But I will do everything in my being to stop that monster. We fire them. And he is a goddamn monster. You earn them. Republicans are monsters. You monster. Republicans are monsters. You monster.
We're gonna have any goddamn conversation we want at any goddamn time we want to have it. We're gonna have any goddamn any goddamn time we want to have it.
We've got to stop calling each other insects, bugs, parasites. We've got to stop calling each other insects, bugs, parasites.
You are a parasite.
Because Tim's getting paid and so are all the other monsters in the right wing. And he is a goddamn monster. They're terrible human beings.
A bottom feeder.
The right wing are monsters. And I'll tell you right now, the number one reason they constantly talk about pedophilia is because it's going through their heads. The reason Tim Pool wears a beanie is because he's trying to contain the pedophilia. The right wing are disproportionately groomers and pedophiles. Non-stop they're thinking about kids. I guarantee it. Non-stop, I guarantee it. Through their heads. Republicans are monsters. You monster. Republicans are monsters. You monster. It should have passed 99-1. I don't know who's pro-slavery other than Mark Robinson in North Carolina. And so nothing will make a conservative angrier than human beings being decent to one another and working together. You want to bring the whole world, all these different ethnicities together? They're not all white. I hate them. The world working together. Oh, I hate it. I'm a right-winger. No, I hate everyone else. Circle the wagons. Circle the wagons. So I don't know Schroeder. Of course, I don't know him in real life. He's a circuit judge. But this is so preposterous, so biased, that it would be shocking if it wasn't a deeply racist right-winger. Oh, Black Lives Matter protests. I mean, aren't they all arsonists and rioters and looters? No matter what the race of the people who were killed were. I mean, he went to go shoot black people. He went to go shoot black people. Catholic priests are the best, they say. And meanwhile, they're the worst pedophiles in the entire country.
And the Boy Scouts.
Boy Scouts, nests of vipers and pedophiles and groomers, okay? Catholic priests are the best, they say. And the right wing's like, yes, I love how they molest the little kids like that. Go get them, Boy Scouts, go get them, priests. They're the worst. Nests of vipers. Circle the wagons. Circle the wagons.
We're gonna have any goddamn conversation we want at any goddamn time we want to have it. We're gonna have any goddamn any goddamn time we want to have it.
We've got to stop calling each other insects, bugs, parasites. We've got to stop calling each other insects, bugs, parasites.
You are a parasite.
But I will do everything in my being to stop that monster. We fire them. And he is a goddamn monster. You earn them. Republicans are monsters. You monster. Republicans are monsters. You monster.
Bye-bye. right winger. Anna's just a right winger.
Out Benny, out Benny, to mix this up, mash this up, out Benny, mash this up in his TYT mashups, which are very entertaining, and I highly recommend you watch it. Out Benny, out Benny.
Oh, Anna's just a secret right winger. Anna's just a secret right winger.